This report from CBS News says Los Angeles County will officially move to a zero bail system on Sunday, ending the years-long standard of setting cash bail amounts for defendants commensurate with the severity of the crime that they're accused of committing, a process critics say favors the rich while doing little to protect public safety. But the zero bail system has come under fire from hardline law and order backers who contend it removes accountability from the justice system by allowing the vast majority of arrestees to be quickly released from custody rather than kept in jail as they await charges in trial unless they're accused of the most serious of crimes. County Sheriff Robert Luna told the Board of Supervisors last week, "Our communities have not been shy about telling us how nervous they are about this change." He said he understands the need to respect constitutional rights of arrestees, but said zero bail can demoralize deputies and police officers who work hard to make arrests only to watch the offender walk away with a citation as the victim looks on in disbelief. Yeah, that's one of the consequences of a zero bail system. Before we talk about this, the LA County DA George Gascon, who is a Soros goblin, one of the worst DAs in the country, one of the worst human beings in the country, period. He was interviewed this week by the Fox affiliate, the local Fox affiliate in Los Angeles, and asked about the zero bail system. And here's what he said.
Do you think that cash bail is unconstitutional?
You know, I believe that how much money you have in your bank account should not determine whether you're going to get out or not.
LA County District Attorney George Gascon sits down with us on the week LA County enacts a judge's order to switch to a so-called zero cash bail system, meaning most suspects will now be quickly released from custody, except for those accused of the most serious crimes.
I strongly believe that if you have an open case, you should not be released. If we determine that you're a danger to our community, you should not be released. It doesn't matter how much money you have.
12 LA County cities are suing to try and stop this policy out of public safety concerns.
Do you agree with them?
I don't. I think that fighting this and saying we want to get rid of it altogether and go back to the way the system was before, it flies in the face of reality that the old system wasn't working.
Big picture, for people that are concerned that this is going to make LA County less safe and people are going to be held less accountable, what say you?
What I say is that there are things that need to be improved. We're going to work on them. I don't believe that long-term this is going to make the county less safe. I think it's going to make us safer because it's going to create more room in our county jail to hold the people that are dangerous.
He says that includes suspects accused.
So, and you know what? I could tell this guy's a pathetic, without knowing anything about him, if I didn't know anything about him, I could already tell that he's a pathetic weakling and an awful DA. Without knowing anything about him, without even paying attention to the content of what he's saying. It's just his whole vibe, the way he speaks. Oh, you know, crime's a problem and we're going to work hard. We'll work hard on it. It's a problem. We're working on the problem. This is not someone who hungers for justice. You can tell that much right off the bat. And he says that this will make the city safer because it creates more room for violent criminals in the jail. But the question then is that, are you actually going to put the violent criminals in jail? Are you going to do that? And is there actually a problem right now where you have violent criminals who you want to put in jail and you would put in jail, but you can't because there's no room? Is that a real thing that's actually happening? Is there someone walking around the streets right now in Los Angeles who's a violent criminal, has been arrested, and you tried to put him in jail, and they said, sorry, no vacancy, no room at the inn? Is that actually happening? I don't buy that for 1 second. I don't buy it for 1 second. It's total nonsense. You know, this is always the excuse made by the anti-law and order folks on the left. Well, we need more room. We need more room in the jails for the really violent and dangerous people. Yeah, and then when the violent and dangerous people get arrested, what do those same people say? They say, well, you know, he's reformed. He's not a danger. This is someone who's been persecuted by systemic racism. We need to worry about reforming and not punishment. That's what they say. And besides, if you do have a problem with capacity limits, it's an easy problem to solve. Number one, build more jails. Okay, that's one thing you could do. And in the meantime, if you have too many violent criminals to fit in a jail, then I guess the violent criminals are going to be more uncomfortable. Just jam them in there. Okay, what do you mean there's no space? Put them in there. Find spot for them. I don't care if they're not going to be comfortable. It's too many people. Who cares? Who gives a damn if they're comfortable or not? They're in jail. That's their problem. El Salvador, they take a jail with a capacity of 5,000 and they put like 50,000 people in there. They find a way to do it. So it can be done. But I don't think that's the issue at all. I think that's an absolute lie on his part. His objective is not to get more dangerous people in jail. It is to get people out of jail, because that's what he's doing. And it's the opposite, obviously, of what you should be doing. If your city is plagued with crime, what you should be doing is finding ways to put more people in jail for longer, not finding ways to let more people out or make sure they spend less time in jail. It's a pretty simple equation. If you have a problem with crime, then you need more people in jail and you need them there longer. Now, is cash bail a plot to criminalize or penalize poverty? No. It is a way of keeping dangerous people in jail. And it's a way also of incentivizing them to come to court. That's the whole point of bail, or one of the central points. This is the collateral. This is the incentive. If you don't come to court, then you lose the money. If there's no bail, then what's the incentive? He doesn't even address that point. Now, it's not a perfect system by any means. There are plenty of people who, the bail is put up by someone, it's not even their money, and they still won't show up to court. But if there's no money, if there's no bail, then there's no incentive for these people to show up to court. And that's what you're going to end up with, which of course is all by design. Thanks for checking out this video. If you'd like to listen to my full podcast on the go, you can check out The Matt Walsh Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.